It's planning. Slaves need direction. Children need watching. A Roman home does not run itself. Even in silence, responsibilities line up like quiet guests, waiting at the door. Children are slower to wake. They stretch. They rub their eyes. Some complain softly. Others jump up, ready to play. Toys made of wood or cloth lie nearby. No screens. No noise. Just imagination warming up with the sun. Outside, the streets begin to stir. The great city of Rome, home to over 1 million people at its height, does not roar awake. It hums. Sandals tap against stone. A vendor pulls open a wooden shop door. Somewhere, bread bakes. The smell drifts through the narrow streets, gently reminding everyone that the day has officially begun. There is no rush. Romans understand something we often forget. The day is long. Very long. And it belongs to the sun, not to them. Time in ancient Rome moves differently. Without precise clocks, people live by habit. Morning prayers, morning work, morning greetings, neighbors nod to one another. A few quiet words are exchanged. No one is yelling. No one is checking messages. The city is awake, but still polite about it. Even animals sense the rhythm. Donkeys shift their weight. Dogs stretch and settle again. Birds hop along rooftops like tiny supervisors, making sure everyone is doing their part. In the distance, temple bells may ring softly. Not loud, not dramatic, just enough to remind the city that gods are present, watching over another ordinary day. Small shrines near doorways receive a brief pause. A prayer, a gesture, a moment of thanks. Faith in Rome is not always grand. Often, it is quiet and personal, like a whispered good morning. For many Romans, this calm is the best part of the day. Before heat rises, before crowds gather, before work becomes heavy. Morning belongs to peace. Of course, not everyone enjoys it equally. Slaves know their calm will not last. Laborers prepare for long hours. Some people wake already tired. Rome is beautiful, but it is also demanding. Still, the morning offers a pause, even if brief. As sunlight spreads across the city, shadows retreat, windows brighten, courtyards glow. The night finally releases its grip. Rome is ready, and yet nothing feels urgent. This is a city that understands routine, a city that wakes every day knowing exactly who it is and what it expects. There is comfort in that, a quiet confidence. Rome does not need to hurry. It has been here for centuries. It will be here tomorrow. As the morning settles in, the day waits patiently. Work will come, voices will rise, streets will fill. But for now, the city simply exists, awake, calm, and steady. And somewhere, as another Roman steps into the light of a new day, the ancient world begins again, just as it always has. As the sun climbs higher, light begins to slip into Roman homes in gentle ways. It does not burst in. It creeps. It finds cracks, open doors, and courtyards. Morning light in ancient Rome feels polite, like it knows people are still waking up. Most Romans do not live in grand houses. They live in insula, tall apartment buildings made of stone and wood. These buildings are crowded, sometimes noisy, and often a little unsafe. But early in the morning, before the day gets busy, they feel almost peaceful. Inside an insula, rooms are small, very small. One room might be the bedroom, kitchen, and living space all at once. There is not much furniture, a bed made of wood and straw, a small table, a few clay pots. That's it. No decorations trying to impress anyone. Roman homes are practical, not fancy. The air is cool at dawn. Oil lamps that burned during the night are now dark, leaving a faint smell behind. Someone opens a door or window, letting fresh air drift inside. Dust floats in the sunlight, moving slowly like it has nowhere important to be. In wealthier homes, mornings feel different. A domus is built around space and light. The front door opens into the atrium, a central room with an open roof. Rainwater collects in a shallow pool below. Even at dawn, the house feels alive. Birds sometimes wander in. Light dances on the water. It is calm, but impressive in a quiet way. Slaves are already moving through the house. Barefoot, silent. They know where to step, so the floor does not creak. One sweeps. Another prepares water for washing. Another checks the kitchen area. They do not rush. They have done this every morning, probably for years. Muscle memory does most of the work. The Roman home runs on routine, everyone knows their role. That does not mean life is easy, but it does mean things feel stable. Even chaos, when it comes, usually arrives on schedule. In the kitchen area, someone prepares simple food. No breakfast feasts here. Just bread, olives, maybe cheese. The hearth is checked. By the time the sun is fully awake, so are the people of Rome. Morning has settled in, and with it comes a quiet thought shared by almost everyone in the city. Food. Breakfast in ancient Rome is not a big event. No more long tables, no heavy meals. No one is taking photos of their plate. Romans keep it simple, especially in the morning. They believe the day should start light, not weighed down by too much eating. This first meal of the day is called yan. It sounds fancy, but the food is not. For most people, breakfast is bread. Just bread. Sometimes dipped in water, sometimes dipped in watered down wine, sometimes eaten plain, while standing, already thinking about work. Bread is everywhere in Rome. It is baked daily. The smell drifts through the streets early in the morning, quietly pulling people out of bed. Bakers are some of the earliest workers in the city. While others sleep, ovens are already warm. By dawn, fresh loaves are ready. If a Roman is lucky, breakfast includes olives, maybe a bit of cheese. For children, a little honey might be added, which feels like a luxury. Sweet things are not common, so when they appear, even in small amounts, they feel special. Milk is rare for adults. Romans mostly drink wine, even in the morning, but it is always watered down. Drinking strong wine early is seen as bad manners. Also, probably a bad idea. Most breakfasts are eaten quickly. Many Romans eat while walking. Some eat at small food stalls near their homes. These stalls serve warm bread or simple porridge. No chairs, no waiting. You eat, you nod politely, and you move on. Inside homes, the scene is quiet. A family gathers briefly. Not everyone eats together. Some are already gone. Slaves often eat separately, and sometimes later. Meals reflect social order, even in the morning. In wealthy houses, breakfast is still simple. Wealthy Romans could afford more food, but they choose restraint early in the day. A light meal keeps the mind clear, or so they believe. Heavy eating is saved for the evening, when work is done and time slows down. A servant may bring a tray. Bread, fruit, maybe eggs. The master eats calmly. No rush. No talking much. Morning is not for long conversations. It is for preparation. Children eat what they are given, small hands holding pieces of bread. Crumbs fall to the floor. No one makes a big deal of it. Floors get swept later anyway. There is no coffee, no tea, no sugar rush. Energy comes from habit, not caffeine. Romans wake up because they always have. Their bodies know what to do. Outside, food vendors call out softly. Not shouting, just enough to be heard. Their voices blend into the city's background sound, like part of the environment. Rome is alive, but not loud. For the poor, breakfast might be the only guaranteed meal of the day. That bread matters. It carries them through hours of labor. For them, yantakolom is not about enjoyment. It is about survival. Still, there is comfort in routine. Eating the same simple food every morning creates a rhythm. It reminds people that the day is normal. And in a massive city like Rome, normal is reassuring. Some Romans pause to eat near fountains. Fresh water flows constantly through the city. Aqueducts bring it from far away. A drink of cool water wakes the senses. A piece of bread follows. Simple, but effective. There is no table etiquette to worry about. No forks. Hands do the job just fine. Romans are practical people. They care more about function than form, especially before noon. As breakfast ends, crumbs are brushed away. Leftovers are saved. Nothing is wasted. Food takes effort to produce, and Romans respect that effort. The city moves forward. Shops open wider. Streets fill a little more. Breakfast has done its job. Bodies are fueled. Minds are ready. No one lingers over the meal. No one debates flavors. The day is waiting, and so, with bread in their stomachs and sunlight on their backs, the people of ancient Rome step fully into their day, steady, calm, and quietly prepared for whatever comes next. By mid-morning, the streets of Rome are fully awake, not loud, not chaotic, just alive. The city stretches itself like someone easing into the day without any rush. Walking through Rome is an experience. The streets are narrow, Made of stone worn smooth by millions of footsteps over generations. Some stones are uneven, so walking requires attention. Romans are very good at watching where they step. Falling on a Roman street is embarrassing and painful. The stones do not forgive. Most people walk. Horses and carts exist, but they are not everywhere. Walking is normal, it is expected. Rome is built for feet, not speed. People stop to drink, fill jugs, or simply rest for a moment. These fountains are social points, but even here conversation stays calm, a nod, a greeting, a few words. Then on they go. Shops line the streets. Small openings in stone walls reveal bakeries, workshops, and vendors. Wooden shutters are folded open now. A blacksmith taps metal slowly. A cloth seller arranges fabric. The workday begins without drama. The smells of the city mix together. Fresh bread, leather, oil, dust. Sometimes something less pleasant. Rome is clean for its time, but it is still a massive city. People accept this. Complaining does not help. Street signs are rare. Romans navigate by memory. Everyone knows landmarks, temples, arches, public buildings. Directions sound like stories. Turn left after the fountain, walk past the shrine. Stop when you see the tall columns. It works. Children weave through the streets easily. They know how to avoid carts and animals. Dogs wander freely, stopping where they like. No one seems bothered by them. They are just part of the city. Vendors speak up now and then. Not shouting, more like reminding. Fresh bread, warm food, good oil. Their voices blend into the background, like birdsong made of words. There is order in the movement. People keep to familiar paths. The city flows. Even without traffic rules, Rome somehow works. Everyone knows when to move and when to wait. Carrying baskets. Delivering messages. They walk carefully, aware of their place. Their presence is constant, often unnoticed, yet essential. Travelers from other lands stand out slightly. Different clothes, different accents. Rome welcomes them. The city is used to strangers. It has always been a crossroads. When shadows move, the day advances. A city built not just of stone, but of habit, memory, and quiet agreement. Craftsmen work steadily. A blacksmith heats metal slowly, waiting until it is ready. Hammer strikes are measured, not frantic. A carpenter shapes wood, pausing often to check his work. Mistakes waste time and materials, so patience is part of the job. Slaves are everywhere, carrying, cleaning, building, assisting. Their work days are long, but even they move with control. Energy must be saved. Exhaustion helps no one. For free citizens, work carries pride. Romans believe effort shows character, but they also believe excess effort looks foolish. Working yourself into the ground is not admirable. Balance matters. Many Romans work outdoors. The streets are their workplace. The forum hosts lawyers, merchants, and officials. Conversations happen in small groups. Deals are made quietly. Voices rise now and then, but rarely for long. Farmers living outside the city follow a different rhythm. Their work depends on the land. Fields are tended. Animals are guided. Tools are simple. Movements are slow and practiced. Farming is hard, but it is familiar. Even soldiers, when not at war, live by routine. Training is steady. Equipment is checked. Discipline is quiet. Loudness is saved for battle, not daily life. Time is flexible. Romans do not divide their day into strict hours the way we do. Work continues while the light is good and pauses when the heat grows strong. No one argues with the sun. It always wins. As the day warms, movements slow. People take more breaks. A drink of water, a pause in the shade. Work continues, but gently. Rome understands limits. Children help where they can, carrying small items, running messages, learning by watching. Work is education. No one sits them down for long lectures. Life itself teaches. Women work constantly, often unseen, managing homes, spinning wool, weaving cloth, preparing food, organizing storage. Their labor is quiet but essential. Without it, Roman life would stop. Even the wealthy stay busy. They manage estates, oversee accounts, meet, feast. Their work is mental rather than physical, but it is still work. Idleness is not respected. There is humor in work, too. A joke between shopkeepers, a comment about the weather, a shared complaint about sore feet. Laughter appears briefly, then fades back into focus. Mistakes happen. Tools break. Goods spill. People sigh, fix the problem, and move on. There is no panic. Tomorrow is another day. Slaves often eat while working. A piece of bread, a few olives. Nothing fancy. Free citizens might stop briefly for a light snack, but meals are still not the focus. Work comes first. The pace of Rome feels human. No one expects miracles. Progress is measured in small steps. A finished pot, a repaired shoe, a sold loaf of bread. As midday approaches, the city begins to soften. Heat presses down. Shadows shrink. Even the most active Romans feel it. Work continues, but everyone senses the coming pause. This is not laziness, it is wisdom. Romans have learned, through centuries, that fighting the heat only leads to exhaustion, so hands slow. Conversations shorten. Tools are set down more often. The city prepares to rest. Work in ancient Rome is not about speed, it is about endurance. About showing up, doing your part, and leaving enough strength to return tomorrow. There is dignity in this rhythm, a quiet agreement between people and time. Rome does not demand everything at once. It asks only for consistency. And so, under the growing warmth of the sun, the city continues its labor, steady, patient, and unhurried, knowing that rest is coming, and that another ordinary day is unfolding exactly as it should. Children in ancient Rome wake into a world already moving. The city does not slow down for them, but it does make space. They learn early how to fit into daily life, mostly by watching and copying the people around them. Morning begins simply. A child sits up on a straw mattress, rubs sleepy eyes, and listens to familiar sounds. Footsteps, voices, the soft scrape of a broom. No alarms telling them what to do. They follow routine, not rules written on paper. Young children stay close to home. The city is large, and parents know its dangers. Busy streets, animals, carts, so children play indoors or in small courtyards when possible. A few stones become game pieces. A stick becomes a sword. Imagination does most of the work. Toys are simple: wooden dolls, balls made of cloth, small carved animals. Nothing expensive, nothing flashy, but enough to keep hands busy and minds active. Education begins at home. Parents teach children how to speak properly, how to behave, and how to respect elders. These lessons happen quietly, during daily tasks. A child learns by helping, watching, and being corrected when needed. Discipline is firm, but not constant. A look, a word, sometimes a hand on the shoulder. Roman parents believe strong character comes from order and consistency. For boys from wealthier families, formal education may follow. They walk to a teacher's home or a small school. No big buildings, no playgrounds, just a room, a teacher, and a group of boys sitting on benches. Lessons include reading, writing, and basic math. Students copy letters again and again. Wax tablets are scratched with a stylus. Mistakes are erased. Patience is required. Learning takes time. Girls sometimes receive education too, especially in wealthy families. Reading and writing are useful skills, even if girls are expected to manage homes rather than public life. Teachers are respected, but feared a little too. Discipline is strict. Roman education values focus. Wandering minds are corrected quickly. Children from poorer families often do not attend school. They learn trades instead. Helping in shops, watching parents work, carrying small loads. Education comes through experience. Afternoons bring a break from lessons. Children return home or roam nearby streets under watchful eyes. Laughter appears more freely now. Games begin. They play games with rules passed down through generations. Tossing knucklebones, running races, simple competitions that teach fairness and skill. Children also work, not heavy labor, but helpful tasks. Fetching water, running messages, watching younger siblings. They are part of the household, not separate from it. Meals are shared when possible. Children eat what adults eat in smaller amounts. No special menus. They learn quickly to appreciate simple food. Stories are told in the evenings, not books, but spoken tales. Heroes, gods, family history. Children listen, absorbing values without realizing it. Life is not easy, but it is familiar. Children grow up surrounded by routine. They know what is expected. Comfort comes from predictability. As night approaches, children grow tired. Play slows. Voices soften. Lamps are lit. Beds are prepared. Sleep comes early. Tomorrow will look much like today. And that is reassuring. In ancient Rome, childhood is not about endless freedom or constant pressure. It is about learning how to live within a world already in motion. And quietly, day by day, Roman children grow into the rhythm of the city, ready to take their place in its long, steady story. As the morning drifts into midday, Romans begin to move beyond their homes. Public spaces awaken quietly, becoming the gentle heart of the city. Unlike the crowded, noisy images we sometimes imagine, many areas of Rome are surprisingly calm in the early hours. People do not rush. They flow slowly, taking in their surroundings as part of daily life. The forum is the center of public activity. But in the early day, it is not chaos. Stalls are being arranged. Officials move about, preparing for meetings and announcements. Citizens pass through, greeting neighbors. Conversations are soft, polite. The forum functions like a living room for the city, a place to meet without needing loud voices or extravagant gestures. Bathhouses, too, play an important role. They are not just for hygiene, they are centers of quiet social life. Early in the day, before the crowds arrive, one might hear the soft splash of water, the faint murmur of conversation, and the occasional laugh from children playing near the shallow pools. Bathhouses provide calm and reflection. People sit, soak, and think, preparing themselves for the day ahead. They are places where the rhythm of life slows slightly, just enough for one to notice it. Temples rise above the streets like reminders of faith and stability. People pause as they pass by. A hand brushes a stone, a head nods respectfully. Worship in Rome is personal and unobtrusive. There are no grand announcements every morning. Quiet gestures, whispered prayers, and small offerings mark devotion. The gods are present in daily life, but in subtle, non-demanding ways. Porticos and shaded walkways provide shelter and space to walk calmly. Here, neighbors may exchange a few words, discussing the day ahead, local news, or shared concerns. Discussions are measured, respectful. Romans understand that public space is for everyone. They move slowly, aware that others need space and quiet too. Street vendors operate along these public areas. But even they keep a certain calm, not shouting, but calling softly, attracting those who are interested without disturbing the whole street. A fruit seller opens crates of apples, a baker arranges fresh bread, a fishmonger displays his wares with care. It is organized, controlled, and deliberate. Public fountains and wells offer both utility and quiet reflection. Water flows steadily, filling the city with a gentle background sound. People pause to drink, fill containers, or chat briefly. These moments are unhurried. The fountain is not a stage. It is a pause in the day. A soft place in a busy world. Even temple steps and courtyards serve as informal classrooms. Philosophers and teachers sometimes gather small groups of students, speaking in gentle tones. The wisdom shared here is measured, not shouted. Citizens listen attentively, walking slowly as they absorb what is offered. Knowledge moves calmly, like water flowing from one mind to another. Children are present in public spaces, too, not running wildly, but playing under watchful eyes, tossing simple toys or playing small games. Their laughter is quiet, blending naturally with the city's rhythm. Learning happens even in these games' rules: fairness, skill, and patience. Animals also inhabit public spaces. Dogs follow owners or wander freely. Birds perch quietly. Donkeys carry light loads or help deliver goods. Romans coexist with these animals, comfortably, quietly, without disturbance. Even in the busiest parts of the city, there is order. Steps are measured. Voices are controlled. Rome encourages a natural rhythm, a shared understanding that life is best conducted calmly and patiently. Chaos is not the default, it is a rare exception. Through these public spaces, Romans maintain a sense of community. People may not speak loudly, but they are connected. Every nod, every polite greeting, every shared moment by a fountain builds invisible threads. Trust, familiarity, and comfort grow quietly here. By mid-morning, these areas are alive, but still gentle. Noise is present, but it is natural, not overwhelming. The city's pulse is slow and steady. Each person moves at their own pace, yet everything fits together. Rome is alive, but it is not in a hurry. It never has been. Even when the day becomes busier, these public spaces remind citizens to slow down. They are places to breathe, to observe, and to prepare. Life in Rome moves at the speed of people, not the speed of machines. And so, in the calm of these gathering points, forums, bathhouses, temples, porticos, and fountains, the ordinary Roman experiences, both the city and its people, quiet observation and gentle interaction define the rhythm. Here, the day is not just a passage of time, but a series of deliberate, mindful moments. Rome is large. It is sprawling. It is powerful. But in its public spaces, it is also intimate, polite, measured, and always quietly alive. As the sun climbs higher in the Roman sky, the city begins to feel the heat. The streets, once cool in the morning, now shimmer slightly under the bright light. It is the part of the day Romans know wealthy time to slow down, pause, and rest. This is when the city softens. Shopkeepers close their wooden shutters temporarily. Blacksmiths stop hammering for a moment, wiping sweat from their foreheads. Even street vendors take brief breaks, leaning on their stalls while keeping one eye on passing customers. The rhythm of Rome changes. It does not stop, but it shifts. Many Romans take advantage of this pause. It is not a nap in the bed everywhere sense, but a short rest to regain energy. Citizens retreat to cool areas, courtyards, or shaded porticos. Here, the sound of flowing water from fountains blends with soft conversations and the distant chatter of neighbors. Everything slows, naturally. The concept of lunch is light. Romans call it prandium, a modest meal compared to dinner. Bread, fruit, and leftovers from the previous night's meal are common. Perhaps some cheese or olives are added, if the family can afford it. Children nibble quietly. Adults eat simply, often standing or sitting on small benches. Eating is practical, not leisurely, but it allows the body to recharge. Slaves, too, adjust to the pause. Some sit quietly while others continue essential tasks, moving with care so as not to disturb the household or streets. Even in labor, the pace is measured. There is an understanding that heat and fatigue are part of daily life. No one fights nature. They work with it. Farmers and workers outside the city behave similarly. In open fields, labor slows during the hottest hours. Tools are rested. Animals are guided into shade. Hands wipe sweat, and eyes scan the horizon. Work will continue, but the day allows time to breathe. In wealthy homes, the midday pause can also be a small ritual. Water from fountains is brought to the atrium. Cushions are arranged in shaded corners. Books, scrolls, or tablets may be brought out, and quiet reading occurs. Philosophical reflection is not uncommon. The calm of early afternoon gives space for thought. Children rest as well. Some nap on mats or straw mattresses. Others play quietly in shaded courtyards. This is not a time for chaos. The heat naturally slows energy, and parents take advantage to instill patience and discipline. Even brief stillness teaches control. The city's animals, too, understand the rhythm. Dogs stretch lazily, donkeys nibble at grass or sit under shade. Birds perch silently, their song subdued in the midday warmth. Every living thing follows the natural pause, moving in harmony with the sun. Even in public spaces, the day slows. Forums and temples see fewer people. Conversations are quieter. Steps are measured. Water flows steadily from fountains. Romans appreciate these calm moments. They are a natural part of the city's life, a reminder that the day is long and there is no need to rush. For merchants, this pause allows preparation for later hours. Bread is checked. Goods are arranged. Small repairs are made. Work continues subtly, quietly, without disturbance. It is efficiency without haste balance. Romans understand well. Religious practices sometimes fit into this midday calm. A quick offering at a household shrine, a whispered prayer to the Lares and Penates. No ceremony is needed. Faith is woven into the rhythm of life, not demanding attention, but offering comfort. The effect of this pause is cumulative. By mid-afternoon, bodies are refreshed, minds are clearer. Romans who respect this rhythm move with steady energy through the remainder of the day. Those who ignore it quickly tire. The city teaches lessons through its heat and sunlight, and most people learn them. By the end of this resting period, shadows begin to shift again. The light softens. Streets are ready for renewed activity. The city prepares for the next phase: work, socializing, and eventually, the evening meal. But for now, there is stillness, a calm that is easy to overlook, but essential to life in ancient Rome. Midday rest is more than just a break from labor. It is a time for reflection, for observing the city in its quiet moments, and for understanding the natural pace of life. The sun guides the day, and Romans follow its rhythm without complaint. There is comfort in this routine. It allows life to flow smoothly, like water from a fountain. And so, as the city slows under the summer sun, or the gentle warmth of spring, Romans embrace the pause. They eat modestly, rest briefly, and prepare quietly. It is a calm, steady heartbeat in the life of the city, a moment of patience, a chance to recharge, and a reminder that life does not need to rush to be fully lived. As midday rests slowly fade, Romans turn their attention to the next quiet ritual of the day: lunch, known as Unlike our modern idea of a big, filling meal, Roman lunch is simple, practical, and designed to keep the body steady without weighing it down. Think of it as a gentle refueling before the city stirs again. For most ordinary Romans, lunch is modest. Bread takes center stage, usually freshly baked from the morning baker. A slice, sometimes dipped in water or watered-down wine, is enough to satisfy hunger. Olives might accompany it, adding flavor and a small punch of oiliness. If cheese is available, it appears sparingly. Sometimes a few leftover pieces from the previous evening's dinner are included. Nothing extravagant, just sustenance. Children eat smaller portions, learning early that meals are functional rather than indulgent. They sit on benches, mats, or even directly on the floor, nibbling bread and fruit quietly. Laughter is minimal, as the heat of the day slows energy and encourages calm behavior. Playful nudges and whispers occur, but chaos is rarely tolerated during this ritual. Even young Romans understand that midday is not for extravagance. A small plate of fruit, fresh vegetables, or cured meats might accompany bread. Meal preparation itself is quiet. Ingredients are simple, often left over from the previous day or gathered fresh that morning. The hearth may see little action at this hour, depending on the household's resources. Everything moves efficiently, without noise or distraction. As lunch concludes, leftovers are stored carefully. Waste is frowned upon. They honor routine, respect the body, and move through life with quiet intention. For most romance, it is quiet, constant, and personal. It weaves through the day, connecting people to the gods without demanding attention or spectacle. Every home has its own small shrines. The Laris and Pinati's household, gods watch over the family, the home, and the food. Morning often begins with a brief acknowledgement of these spirits. A small gesture of hands folded, a whisper of thanks, or a little offering of bread or wine is enough. Number 1 shouts. No fanfare is needed. The gods are present, but the ritual is subtle. Festivals and larger religious events do occur, but most days are ordinary. Romans rarely need grand displays to feel connected. Everyday life work, meals, family carers, already intertwined with faith. The divine is in small gestures, repeated daily. Vestal virgins, priests, and officials have public duties, but even they maintain calm and careful practices. Sacred fires are tended. Offerings are made. Ceremonies happen, but always with order and discipline. Loud excitement is reserved for special occasions, not daily worship. Religion also influences the small choices of life. Before eating, food is offered briefly to the household gods. In wealthier homes, slaves take care of heavier work, moving water, cleaning larger areas, and assisting in preparing food. Mistresses of the house supervise, guiding tasks, and making small corrections. Work is efficient, not loud, and the home moves like a well-rehearsed machine. For poorer families, the distinction between chores and work is less clear. Cooking, cleaning, and maintenance are all part of survival. Every action is practical, and every pause is brief. The household hums with steady effort, like a quiet river flowing through the day. Laundry is common in the afternoon. Clothes are washed, wrung, and hung to dry in courtyards or along ropes stretched between walls. Children often help by carrying small bundles or fetching water. The task is repetitive, but it teaches care, responsibility, and patience. Cooking also continues. Ingredients are prepared for the evening meal. Bread may be baked again. Vegetables are sliced, seasoned, and stored. Even the smallest tasks require attention. Waste is avoided. Resources are precious. Nothing is taken for granted. Some families use this time to repair clothing, tools, or furniture. A needle in hand, a hammer tapping carefully, a small mend in a tunic, demonstrate focus and skill. Work is practical, but it also carries a subtle rhythm, soothing in its repetition. In the streets, public life continues more gently. Merchants restock stalls. Craftsmen finish mid-morning tasks. Children play quietly in shaded courtyards or along sidewalks. Dogs nap in cool corners. The city moves steadily, not frantically, as if time itself is slower in the afternoon. Religious practices occasionally intersect with chores. A small offering to household gods may be placed on a shrine while cleaning. Water might be poured on sacred stones. The divine is always present, blending seamlessly with daily life. No ritual is loud or dramatic, just a quiet reminder of order and care. Education continues in subtle ways. Parents may teach children small skills, carrying water safely, folding cloth neatly, or remembering chores. Boys may learn to handle tools. Girls may practice weaving or cooking. Lessons are embedded in work, not delivered as lectures. Learning is practical. And consistent. Meals in the afternoon are light. Romans do not overeat. Bread, fruit, or leftover food is enough to sustain energy. Slaves eat small portions when possible. The household functions efficiently, fueled by careful pacing and attention to needs. Social interaction is gentle. Neighbors greet one another quietly as they pass courtyards or meet near wells. Small conversations occur, but loudness is rare. Even gossip is subdued, fitting the rhythm of afternoon calm. Rome respects patience and quiet observation in these hours. Animals participate too. Dogs follow owners on errands or nap in the sun. Donkeys rest under shade while waiting for loads. Birds hop along walls or fountains, adding small movement and soft sound to the rhythm of life. Their presence blends naturally into the human activity. By mid-afternoon, fatigue may appear, but Romans manage it with short pauses. Hands rest. Water is drunk. Eyes survey work for the next step. There is no rush. Life continues steadily, and people can serve energy for the evening, when activity will rise again. The beauty of this time is its order and continuity. Every action, no matter how small, is part of a larger pattern. Chores, meals, education, and quiet social interaction all flow together. Even mistakes, spilled water, torn cloth, dropped tools are corrected calmly, not with panic or anger. As the sun lowers, shadows stretch and the heat softens. The city prepares for the next stage of daily life. Evening social visits, meals, and reflection. But for now the household remains focused. The rhythm is subtle, almost meditative. Rome moves gently through the afternoon. And so, in the ordinary, repetitive actions of daily chores, life is maintained. Stability is found not in drama or speed, but in calm, steady attention. Rome in the afternoon is a living pattern, where every task fits into a larger flow. People, animals, and even the divine move together quietly, preparing for the final hours of the day. As the night deepens, Rome becomes a city of whispers, shadows, and gentle breathing. The streets are empty. Torches flicker softly in doorways. Fountains murmur quietly. Animals rest. Families settle in their homes. The city, which spent the day bustling and warm, now moves at the slow, steady pace of sleep. Children lie on straw mattresses, small mats, or simple beds. Parents tuck them in, adjusting blankets and whispering soft words. Perhaps a story is told, a tale of gods or heroes, or a reminder of lessons from the day. Sleep is not rushed, it is welcomed naturally following the rhythm of life. Adults prepare for their rest as well. Lamps are extinguished. Last chores are finished. Water containers are filled for the night. Doors and shutters are closed carefully. The household hums softly for a few moments, then quiets completely. Some may remain on watch, guarding the household or city, but their movements are careful, unobtrusive, and minimal. Night is not a time for activity. Only quiet attention where needed. Sleep itself is practical, as well as restorative. Romans wake with the sun, and their nights follow the same rhythm. Early bedtime ensures energy for work, chores, and social life the next day. There are no artificial distractions, no bright lights, no screens. Sleep is integrated into the city's natural flow. Even in sleep, Rome is alive. Fountains trickle quietly, animals breathe gently. A distant cart might roll along a silent street, its sound absorbed into the city as calm rhythm. These are not disturbances, but gentle reminders of life continuing in harmony with rest. Families bond in these quiet hours. Even those who may have argued or worked tirelessly together during the day share the simple intimacy of night. In these small spaces of warmth and safety, connection deepens. The household itself becomes a living organism, each member contributing to its stability and peace. Nighttime also provides reflection. Romans think back on the day's successes, mistakes, and observations. The quiet allows thoughts to settle. Mistakes are accepted calmly. Plans for tomorrow form gently. This introspection is part of living slowly, purposefully, and fully within the city's rhythm. The city, finally, teaches one more lesson in these late hours. Life is continuous, but patient. Work, play, religion, meals, and rest all fit together in a natural order. Nightfall is not an interruption. It is a vital part of the cycle. Romans understand this and move with it willingly. As sleep spreads through the homes of Rome, the city glows faintly with lamplight. Shadows dance across walls. Soft sounds accompany dreams. The distant trickle of water, the gentle stir of an animal, the occasional whisper of a late traveler. These noises are part of life, absorbed into the peaceful rhythm of the night. And so, the day concludes exactly as it began, with patience.com and gentle order. The quiet of the night wraps the city in a sense of security, continuity, and peace. Rome sleeps, but it is never truly still. It rests while remaining alive, teaching those who live within it that life is best measured in steady, mindful steps, calm gestures, and patient observation. And with that, the city dreams, waiting for the sun to rise and another quiet, ordinary, and profoundly human day to begin. As the day moves gently forward, Romans often find themselves in the heart of the city's markets. The markets are the quiet pulse of Roma life, colorful and bustling, yet surprisingly calm if you know where to look. For a visitor, it might seem crowded at first, but most citizens move slowly, methodically, taking their time to select goods, chat softly with neighbors, and go about daily errands. Early morning markets open with soft activity. Bakers bring warm bread from ovens, still steaming. The smell is irresistible, fresh, slightly sweet, and comforting. Loaves are neatly stacked on tables or in baskets. Even without tasting, the aroma makes people pause and smile. Some bread is simple, just wheat and water, while wealthier households buy small enriched loaves with honey or cheese. Nearby, vendors set up their fruit and vegetable stands. Apples, figs, grapes, and pomegranates gleam in the sunlight. Carrots, onions, cabbage, and cucumbers rest in baskets, washed and arranged carefully. Some produce is from nearby farms. Some comes from farther provinces. Romans love to see the freshness. They chew slowly, feeling the fruit, smelling it, and sometimes joking softly with the seller. Olive sellers display rows of jars filled with dark, shiny olives. Romans might taste one, nod approvingly, and select a small portion for the household. Oil is precious, too, and often sold by measure. Shoppers carry small clay containers to fill, careful not to spill. Even simple transactions are handled calmly, as if each person knows the value of patience. Cheese, both fresh and aged, is sold in wedges. Some is soft, some hard enough to scrape on a knife. Romans slice carefully, tasting as they go. Street vendors call out quietly to attract attention, but there's no shouting frenzy. Gentle haggling happens with polite words and smiles. Even disagreements are mild. The goal is satisfaction, not conquest. Fishmongers display their catch on tables with layers of crushed ice or fresh leaves. Small fish, large fish, and the occasional shellfish glisten in the sunlight. Buyers lean in to smell, inspect, and select carefully. Some families buy only what is needed for the day, knowing freshness is key. Children sometimes peek over the stalls, curious but quiet, learning the trade of observation and patience. Meat sellers offer cuts of pork, beef, or lamb. Slaughtered earlier in the day, the meat is portioned neatly. Romans do not buy excessive amounts. Even wealthier citizens take only what they need. The smell is rich but not overwhelming. Families plan carefully so nothing goes to waste. Humor sometimes appears. A child complains about a stubborn bone, or a shopper jokes about a particularly wiggly chicken butt. Laughter is soft and fleeting. Street vendors of prepared foods also appear. Small flatbreads, pastries, and simple snacks are sold to passers-by. It is easy to see why Romans enjoy wandering the market slowly. The smells, sights, and gentle interactions all combine into a calm, sensory experience. Nothing is rushed, nothing is forced. Each step is intentional. The flow of people is also orderly. Citizens move along clearly defined paths between stalls. Children run briefly, but adults guide them gently. Dogs walk quietly beside their owners. Even animals like chickens or ducks are calmly penned to prevent chaos. Every participant knows their role in the rhythm of the street. It's almost like a softly choreographed dance. Small shops sit adjacent to open-air stalls. Bakers, butchers, and wine sellers operate behind counters. Their routines are quiet and efficient. Coins are exchanged slowly, calculations are done carefully, and products are handed over with steady hands. The goal is smooth transactions, not speed. Efficiency is measured and deliberate, a hallmark of Roman markets. Visitors sometimes stop to watch craftsmen at work. A potter spins clay slowly on a wheel. A woodworker carves a simple spoon or utensil. Each person moves at their own pace, respecting the calm of the surroundings. Noise is minimal. The city feels alive but serene, a contrast to modern images of frenzied marketplaces. Evenings in the market have their own quiet charm. By late afternoon, the busiest periods have passed. Vendors begin packing remaining goods. Customers return home. Fountains nearby trickle softly. The streets are bathed in golden light. Conversations are brief, polite, and reflective. It's a gentle closure to the day's business. Children learn here as well. They watch the interactions of adults, noticing how haggling works, how products are selected, and how respect is shown. They might carry small purchases for parents or help arrange goods under supervision. Every action teaches responsibility, observation, and patience. Rome's markets are more than places to buy food. They are centers of life, learning, and social connection. The smell of fresh bread, the gleam of ripe fruit, the gentle flow of conversation all combine into a rhythm that is both calming and sustaining. Life continues here quietly, every day, without hurry or panic. And so, wandering through the food markets of Rome, one feels the gentle pulse of the city. Citizens, children, vendors, and even animals move together in harmony. Each moment is part of the quiet rhythm of lifeordinary.com, and profoundly human. Here, in the heart of the city, Rome breathes, eats, and lives slowly, preparing naturally for the next part of the day. Even in the calm, orderly life of Rome, there are special days when the rhythm changes slightly. Festivals and holidays break the everyday routine. But even these moments are gentle, measured, and deeply tied to tradition. They are not chaotic spectacles for the average citizen. They are part of the city's natural rhythm, woven into daily life. Festivals happen throughout the year, often dedicated to gods, spirits, or important historical events. Some are grand, while others are small and intimate. For ordinary Romans, the days begin similarly to any other, but a subtle excitement hums in the air. Streets may be decorated with simple garlands, small offerings appear in shrines, and families prepare special foods. One common festival is Saturnalia, honoring Saturn, the god of agriculture and time. During this time, some social rules are lightly relaxed. Slaves may receive small gifts, and families might share extra treats. But the pace remains calm. Instead of noisy chaos, Saturnalia is marked by small joys and quiet generosity. Laughter appears more often, but it blends naturally into daily activities rather than overwhelming them. Other festivals, like those honoring Jupiter, Mars or Vesta, are observed with simple rituals at home or in temples. Families might light extra lamps, offer small sacrifices, or recite prayers. Public ceremonies, if they occur, are orderly and respectful. Romans believe the gods appreciate calm devotion more than loud displays, so even festivals retain a sense of measured quiet. Children notice the changes first. There are treats to taste, extra stories to hear, and small games related to the celebration. Parents guide them, ensuring excitement stays gentle. These moments teach joy, gratitude, and respect for tradition. Even playful mischief is tempered by the rhythm of the day. Markets during festivals have a slight shift in rhythm. Bakers may offer special pastries. Vendors might display colored fruits or slightly richer foods. Shoppers move more slowly, enjoying the variety and aroma. Exchanges are friendly, often with compliments or light jokes. It is a social experience as much as a practical one. Temples and shrines often see more visitors, but the calm tone persists. Priests and attendants conduct ceremonies with steady, deliberate movements. Offerings are placed carefully. Incense drifts softly through the air. Even large gatherings maintain order. Romans understand that reverence is most effective when it is gentle and attentive. Music sometimes accompanies festivals, but not overwhelmingly so. Soft flutes, gentle string instruments, or the quiet beat of small drums may be heard during rituals or family gatherings. Singing is usually low and melodious, creating a soothing atmosphere. It complements life rather than dominating it. Food plays a central role in celebrations. Households prepare slightly larger meals or special dishes. Families may share extra portions with neighbors. Bread might be enriched with honey, fruits may be combined with cheese, and small pastries appear as treats. The preparation itself becomes a ritual, connecting people to tradition and to each other. Even social visits during festivals are polite and subdued. Friends and extended family exchange greetings, gifts, or small tokens. Conversation is soft, reflecting care and connection rather than noise. The emphasis is on closeness, learning, and shared joy. Romans understand that the value of a festival is measured in thoughtfulness and calm celebration. After the day's activities, evening in a festival is gentle. Lamps are lit, stories may be told, and prayers whispered to the gods. Children, full from food and excitement, are guided to rest. Adults reflect on the day, appreciating both the joy of the celebration and the comfort of routine returning. Sleep follows naturally, even on special days, preserving the city's rhythm. Festivals and holidays remind Romans of several things. The passage of time, honoring gods and seasons. Community, bringing families and neighbors closer. Reflection, quiet moments to consider life, values, and gratitude. They add richness to daily life, but never overwhelm. Even celebrations are measured, calm, and deliberate. It is part of the Roman philosophy. Life is best experienced slowly, mindfully, and in harmony with others and the gods. In the soft glow of evening after a festival, Rome is peaceful. Streets are quiet again. Lamps flicker gently, animals rest. Families share final moments together. The city has enjoyed joy, ritual, and reflection, but life continues with its gentle rhythm. Citizens awaken the next day, ready for routine once more, carrying the calm satisfaction of a festival well celebrated. And so, festivals in ancient Rome are not about loud spectacle or hurried excitement. They are a blend of tradition, calm joy, and mindful reflection. They enrich life without breaking the delicate, gentle rhythm that defines daily existence. Even the most extraordinary day returns to order, allowing Rome and its people to continue in quiet harmony. As evening settles in, the people of Rome often turn to another gentle rhythm of live music, storytelling, and simple entertainment. Unlike the modern idea of loud concerts or bustling theaters, entertainment in most Roman homes is calm, intimate, and woven seamlessly into daily life. It is a way to relax, connect, and reflect after the steady pace of work, meals, and chores. Music is a quiet companion in many households. Small instruments, easy to play and soothing to hear, are common. A simple lyre might be strummed while a child hums along. Flutes, with soft and airy notes, are used to create gentle melodies that fill the atrium without overwhelming conversation. Even small drums appear occasionally, providing a subtle rhythm that encourages harmony rather than excitement. Families gather around these soft sounds. Parents may play while children listen, learning melodies, patterns, and rhythms by imitation. Sometimes children attempt to play themselves, producing clumsy but endearing notes. Laughter appears naturally, but it is quiet, blending into the evening rather than disrupting it. The mood is comforting and nurturing, a counterpoint to the structured tasks of the day. Storytelling is perhaps the most cherished form of entertainment. Tales of gods, heroes, and past ancestors are told, with soft voices and gentle gestures. The storyteller, whether a parent, elder, sibling, or household member, controls the pace carefully, drawing attention without excitement. Children are encouraged to imagine the scenes, but energy is guided toward calm curiosity rather than chaos. Stories often carry lessons. A tale about Hercules might include not just his strength, but the patience and thoughtfulness he musters to succeed. Myths are interpreted in ways that teach values, morals, and careful observation. Humor appears in subtle ways, funny missteps, or playful trickery, but it is never overwhelming. Even jokes serve the purpose of learning gently while being entertained. Quiet games sometimes accompany these moments. Children might play simple counting games or small board games designed for focus rather than loud competition. Adults participate occasionally, encouraging problem solving and patience. Even small competitions are conducted with smiles and gentle teasing, ensuring the calm of the evening remains intact. Entertainment also serves a social role. Families and sometimes neighbors share music and stories across courtyards. Invitations are extended quietly, conversations are soft, ensuring that enjoyment does not disturb the overall rhythm of life. The experience is communal, without being crowded or chaotic. Everyone feels included and part of a shared culture. Food and drink may accompany these evenings. A small cup of wine for adults, a piece of fruit for children, or leftover bread can be enjoyed during music or storytelling. These are not large indulgences, but small comforts that enhance the experience. Meals and entertainment flow together naturally, blending the practical with the soothing. Education is often embedded in these moments. Children learn history, mythology, language, and music simultaneously. Observing adults' careful hands, listening to rhythm, and following storytelling cues provides subtle training. Entertainment becomes a vehicle for learning, not just amusement, and does so gently. Even animals seem to participate. Cats may curl near a lyre player, dogs might rest quietly by children, and birds perch in windowsills, listening to the soft sounds. The household is alive but calm, with every creature fitting harmoniously into the evening's rhythm. For wealthier Romans, entertainment might include professional performers, but even here the emphasis is on controlled, intimate enjoyment. Musicians perform in small spaces rather than shouting across grand halls. Stories and poetry are recited slowly, allowing listeners to absorb meaning and nuance. The goal is reflection and pleasure, not spectacle. Even the act of preparing for entertainment follows careful pacing. Lamps are lit softly to provide warm illumination. Instruments are tuned slowly. Scrolls and tablets are brought out gently. Attention is given to small details, ensuring comfort and smooth flow. Every action contributes to the calm atmosphere of the home. As the night deepens, entertainment winds down naturally. Stories conclude, melodies fade, and instruments are set aside. Children, satisfied and often lulled by gentle music, are guided to sleep. Adults reflect on the evening quietly, enjoying the satisfaction of connection and calm. Even as energy levels drop, the memory of shared music and stories leaves a sense of warmth. Entertainment in ancient Rome is therefore more than just fun. It is a rhythm of life, a tool for teaching, a way to bond families, and a gentle transition from day to night. It emphasizes calmness, observation, and mindful enjoyment. Even laughter, joy, and humor are tempered by rhythm and patience. And so, in Roman homes, the evenings pass with soft music, whispered stories, and quiet games. Life moves gently, each moment building comfort and understanding. The city outside sleeps gradually, but within each home, people connect through sound, story, and subtle laughter. These calm moments ensure that every day, no matter how busy, concludes with harmony, reflection, and peace. As the day slowly winds down, many Romans make their way to the public baths, not just to clean themselves, but to relax, socialize, and enjoy a quiet ritual that is as much about calm reflection as it is about hygiene. Baths are an essential part of Roman life, offering a gentle transition from the workday into the calm of evening. Unlike modern spas, Roman baths are practical and deliberately structured, but they also carry a subtle sense of luxury for those who can afford it. The routine is simple but methodical, and each step has its own rhythm, creating a sense of peace and comfort. First comes the appetitrium or changing room. Visitors remove their outer garments carefully, placing them in niches or handing them to attendants. Clothing is folded or rolled, movements deliberate, as if each gesture is part of the ritual. Even here, calmness is observed. Noise is minimal. People speak in soft tones, acknowledging each other politely. Next, Romans move to the tepidarium, the warm room. This space is gently heated, inviting muscles to relax and tensions from the day to melt away. The air is slightly humid, carrying faint scents of oil, herbs, and warm stone. People sit or recline quietly, chatting softly, stretching, or simply observing the flow of visitors. The warmth encourages slow breathing, relaxed movement, and gentle calm. From the tepidarium, some move to the caldarium, the hot bath. Water is carefully heated, often with steam rising, and patrons immerse themselves slowly. This is a private moment, even in public space. Romans may wash themselves with a stridular curved tool to scrape the skin while thinking quietly, reflecting on the day, or simply enjoying the sensation of warmth. There is no rush. Each movement is measured, deliberate, and meditative. Cool water follows in the frigidarium, or cold bath. The transition is refreshing, encouraging alertness, while still maintaining calm. The contrast between warm and cold water is soothing, almost like a gentle massage for the body and mind. Romans move carefully, ensuring safety and comfort, and the overall atmosphere remains peaceful and contemplative. Baths are also social spaces, but conversation is subdued. Friends and neighbors exchange quiet greetings, update each other softly about household or community matters, and occasionally share humorous observations. Laughter exists, but it is restrained and fits naturally into the rhythm of the space. Even strangers respect the calm tone. The focus is on connection, relaxation, and reflection rather than spectacle or boisterous entertainment. Small children rarely attend public baths, but older boys might accompany parents to learn etiquette. They observe, imitate, and gradually internalize the rules of calm behavior. The baths teach more than cleanliness. They teach patience, mindfulness, and subtle social skills. Many visitors also apply oils, perfumes, or herbal mixtures. These actions are slow and deliberate. Romans massage oil into their skin, or gently rub in scented powders. The tactile experience is soothing, reinforcing a sense of bodily awareness and calm. The act of self-care is almost ritualistic, a way to end the day gracefully. Baths also encourage mental relaxation. People read scrolls, engage in quiet contemplation, or simply watch the gentle flow of water. Some might practice light exercises in the warm room. Every action from washing to conversation to meditation moves at a soft, steady pace. It is a reminder that life is best experienced mindfully and patiently, even in public spaces. By evening, as the lamps are lit and shadows grow longer, Romans leave the bath slowly, drying themselves and dressing carefully. Oil and scent linger, and the warmth of the water seems to carry into the skin. The walk home is unhurried. People move gently through quiet streets, occasionally stopping at fountains or observing small details along the way. The calm of the bath accompanies them, guiding them toward the evening's next stage: meals, family time, or simple reflection. Even wealthier patrons, who may enjoy private baths or larger complexes, follow similar routines. Luxury does not mean haste or noise. It enhances comfort and ritual, but the underlying rhythm remains calm, orderly, and deliberate. Every action: hitting water, arranging oils, preparing room says, done with attention and care. Public baths are more than a place to clean oneself. They are an extension of daily life, a meditation in motion. Here, Romans experience relaxation, social connection, hygiene, and reflection in a harmonious blend. Even brief visits leave the body, mind, and spirit aligned, ready for the quiet of evening and eventual sleep. And so, as the sun fully sets and evening deepens, the baths empty slowly. Romans return home refreshed, soothed, and grounded. Families gather again, children prepare for sleep, and the city continues its gentle rhythm. Life moves seamlessly from work to meals, from baths to stories, from activity to rest. The evening bath is both an ending and a preparation, a calm pause in the ongoing rhythm of Roman life. While much of Roman life flows quietly through homes, markets, and baths, another layer of daily rhythm exists in the crafts and trades. These are the hands-on steady occupations that keep the city alive, shaping tools, clothing, pottery, and more. Even in busy workshops, the pace is deliberate, measured, and calm, reflecting the patient, mindful culture of Rome. In small workshops along streets or tucked behind homes, artisans focus intently on their work. A blacksmith taps metal carefully, shaping tools or horseshoes. Sparks fly briefly, but only when necessary, not chaotically. Each strike is deliberate, controlled, almost like a rhythm of meditation. The sound of hammer on metal is steady, a beat that guides both attention and energy. Woodworkers carve spoons, furniture, and small items with precision and care. The smell of fresh-cut wood fills the air, soft and natural. Hands move with expertise, correcting mistakes quietly. Children may watch from a safe distance, learning the techniques of careful observation and patience. Apprentices practice slowly, understanding that skill is built over time, not hurried. Potters work with clay on spinning wheels. The material responds slowly to touch. Hands shape bowls, jars, and small figurines, while fingers glide across smooth surfaces. The wheel turns steadily, water and clay mixing softly under careful guidance. Even mistakes are part of the process. A cracked part becomes a lesson, not a source of frustration. Repetition teaches mastery, and mastery teaches calm. Textile work is another cornerstone of daily life. Weavers sit at looms, moving threads slowly and methodically. Patterns emerge gradually, each pass of the shuttle precise. The soft rustle of threads becomes a soothing background rhythm, almost like a lullaby for those nearby. Women supervising weaving pay attention to detail, correcting gently, ensuring the cloth is perfect without raising voices. Leatherworking is equally meticulous. Craftsmen cut, stitch, and polish hides into sandals, belts, or simple garments. Hands move with steady confidence. Each tool has its purpose. Even the smell of tanned leather, strong but earthy, is familiar and comforting. Craftsmen often work in silence, communicating only when necessary, preserving the flow of concentration. Small shops or stalls sell these crafted goods quietly. Buyers examine items carefully, sometimes testing their weight or texture. Haggling is polite and slow. Vendors take pride in their craftsmanship, guiding customers without pressure. Even crowded workshops maintain order. Every action, whether creating or selling, follows a rhythm that is predictable and calming. Crafts also teach lessons beyond the objects themselves. Patience, observation, responsibility, and focus are learned naturally. Apprentices absorb these values while watching masters work, often without explicit instruction. Mistakes are corrected gently, skill develops gradually, and confidence grows steadily. Life lessons are embedded in the very act of making something by hand. Even the simplest tasks, sharpening a knife, polishing a surface, or tying bundles of materials, carry meaning. They contribute to household, market, or city life. Nothing is wasted, every item has purpose. Romans value this efficiency not only for practicality but also for the mental satisfaction it brings. Crafting is an exercise in mindfulness. Workshops also serve as social spaces, though conversation remains subdued. Craftsmen may exchange tips, apprentices may ask questions, and neighbors might stop briefly to observe. Laughter is gentle, smiles are shared, and lessons are taught naturally. Social connection flows softly alongside productivity, reinforcing both community and calm. Evening approaches, and workshops begin to close. Tools are cleaned, materials stored carefully, and spaces prepared for the next day. The rhythmic sounds of work give way to silence. Craftsmen may walk home slowly, hands still smelling faintly of wood, clay, or leather. The day ends not with fanfare, but with satisfaction, a quiet acknowledgement of steady effort. In the city, these crafts connect seamlessly to daily life. Blacksmiths maintain tools for farmers and soldiers. Weavers and leatherworkers ensure clothing and shoes are ready. Potters provide bowls and jars for cooking, storage, and trade. Every trade sustains both household and city, quietly reinforcing the rhythm of life that defines Rome. Even in wealthier homes, small details of craft continue. Slaves may mend garments, polish furniture, or arrange household items. The principles remain the same: calm attention, deliberate movement, and gentle correction. The lessons of the workshop extend beyond the street into the home, shaping both skill and character. And so, crafts and trades in Rome are more than work. They are a meditation in motion, a rhythm of patience, and a quiet expression of care. Every strike, stitch, spin, or polish reinforces the values of observation, calmness, and continuity. They are small, ordinary moments, but collectively they sustain the heartbeat of the city. By nightfall, workshops are silent, streets are calm, and homes are quiet. The rhythm of creation pauses temporarily, ready to resume at sunrise. Craftsmen rest, apprentices dream of perfecting their skills, and the city itself sleeps, sustained by the steady, patient work of countless hands. Life in Rome moves gently, and every object crafted carries the imprint of deliberate, mindful care, a quiet testament to the ordinary yet profound daily life of the city. Potters work with clay on spinning wheels. The material responds slowly to touch. Hands shape bowls, jars, and small figurines, while fingers glide across smooth surfaces. The wheel turns steadily, water and clay mixing softly under careful guidance. Even mistakes are part of the process. A cracked part becomes a lesson, not a source of frustration. Repetition teaches mastery, and mastery teaches calm. Textile work is another cornerstone of daily life. Weavers sit at looms, moving threads slowly and methodically. Patterns emerge gradually, each pass of the shuttle precise. The soft rustle of threads becomes a soothing background rhythm, almost like a lullaby for those nearby. Women supervising, weaving, pay attention to detail, correcting gently, ensuring the cloth is perfect without raising voices. Leatherworking is equally meticulous. Craftsmen cut, stitch, and polish hides into sandals, belts, or simple garments. Hands move with steady confidence. Each tool has its purpose. Even the smell of tanned leather, strong but earthy, is familiar and comforting. Craftsmen often work in silence, communicating only when necessary, preserving the flow of concentration. Small shops or stalls sell these crafted goods quietly. Buyers examine items carefully, sometimes testing their weight or texture. Haggling is polite and slow. Vendors take pride in their craftsmanship, guiding customers without pressure. Even crowded workshops maintain order. Every action, whether creating or selling, follows a rhythm that is predictable and calming. Crafts also teach lessons beyond the objects themselves. Patience, observation, responsibility, and focus are learned naturally. Apprentices absorb these values while watching masters work, often without explicit instruction. Mistakes are corrected gently, skill develops gradually, and confidence grows steadily. Life lessons are embedded in the very act of making something by hand. Even the simplest tasks, sharpening a knife, polishing a surface, or tying bundles of materials, carry meaning. They contribute to household, market, or city life. Nothing is wasted. Every item has purpose. Romans value this efficiency not only for practicality but also for the mental satisfaction it brings. Crafting is an exercise in mindfulness. Workshops also serve as social spaces, though conversation remains subdued. Craftsmen may exchange tips, apprentices may ask questions, and neighbors might stop briefly to observe. Life in Rome moves gently, and every object crafted carries the imprint of deliberate, mindful care, a quiet testament to the ordinary yet profound daily life of the city. By nightfall, workshops are silent, streets are calm, and homes are quiet. The rhythm of creation pauses temporarily, ready to resume at sunrise. Craftsmen rest, apprentices dream of perfecting their skills, and the city itself sleeps, sustained by the steady, patient work of countless hands. Life in Rome moves gently, and every object crafted carries the imprint of deliberate, mindful, quiet testament to the ordinary yet profound daily life of the city. As darkness settles over Rome, the calm of the city is maintained by a quiet, watchful presence. The nighttime guards. Even though the city slows and most people retreat into their homes, life does not completely pause. A few careful, steady eyes move through the streets to ensure safety, order, and peace. These guards, sometimes called vigils, are responsible for patrolling neighborhoods. Their tasks are practical and understated. They check on street corners, ensure lamps are lit, and make sure stray animals or wandering travelers do not disturb residents. The rhythm of their footsteps is soft and deliberate, like a low heartbeat echoing through the city. Guards carry small torches or lanterns to illuminate their path. The warm, flickering light casts long shadows along stone walls, giving the streets a golden, quiet glow. The glow is functional, not decorative. It allows vigilance without disrupting the peaceful nighttime atmosphere. Romans know that safety is best maintained without noise or panic. Their patrol routes are carefully planned. Guards walk slowly, pausing at intersections or near important buildings. They may observe merchants' warehouses, public fountains, or temples. Penance. Any irregular attire, faint sound, a misplaced object, or an open gate is noted quietly. Guards act calmly, deliberately, and with purpose, reflecting the overall tone of Roman city life. Even interactions with citizens are subdued. A late traveler or a neighbor on an errand is greeted politely. Instructions are given softly if necessary, and questions are answered clearly. There is no shouting or unnecessary confrontation. The goal is reassurance, not alarm. Fires are another concern. Many homes and workshops use oil lamps or open flames, which can be dangerous if left unattended. Guards check for smoke, look over rooftops, and ensure that fires are controlled. Their movements are careful, methodical, and unhurried. This slow, precise approach is as much about prevention as protection. Animals often accompany guards, quietly patrolling or alerting them to movement. Dogs are trained to respond to subtle commands. Their ears perked, eyes alert, but bodies relaxed. Birds roost in quiet corners, adding occasional soft chirps that punctuate the calm night. Even the sounds of life contribute to the rhythm rather than disturbing it. Children and families sleeping in homes benefit from the invisible vigilance of the guards. Parents feel reassured knowing that someone watches over the neighborhood. Lamps flicker in windows, streets remain orderly, and the sense of security is felt without constant awareness. The presence of guards is like a gentle lullaby for the city, allowing people to rest with peace of mind. Guards themselves rely on careful observation and subtle communication. They use hand signals, soft calls, or gentle taps to convey information to each other. Teamwork is essential, but it is quiet, disciplined, and unintrusive. Every movement is measured, contributing to a soft, steady rhythm across the streets. Even the occasional minor disturbance, a wandering animal, a lost traveler, or a small accident is handled calmly. There is no rush, no panic. Problems are solved with attention, care, and patience. Romans understand that the night is a time for subtle vigilance, not dramatic action. On particularly cool evenings, guards pause to adjust cloaks, sip water, or quietly observe the cityscape. They notice rooftops, alleys, and distant street corners. Their awareness is not only practical but also reflective. In this quiet, their mind absorbs the city as calm energy, blending alertness with mindfulness. Some neighborhoods, especially near larger villas or marketplaces, have a higher concentration of guards. Even then, the city remains serene. Footsteps echo softly on stone, torches cast gentle light, and shadows stretch peacefully across walls. The presence of authority is subtle and integrated into the rhythm of life, rather than dominating it. By the late hours, patrols slow. Guards return to their posts or small stations, remaining alert but still calm. Lamps are tended, gates checked, and notes passed quietly, if needed. The city has entered its deepest hours of rest, and vigilance continues without disturbing the gentle flow of life. Nighttime in Rome is therefore safe, quiet, and deliberate. Guards maintain order not with loud intervention but with careful observation, subtle movement, and disciplined routine. Their presence allows citizens to rest, sleep, and dream with confidence. Even the most ordinary night carries this invisible layer of protection. And so, as the city sleeps, the vigils move steadily through streets and alleys. Their calm, watchful rhythm mirrors the larger flow of Roman life. Careful, deliberate, and mindful. The night may be dark, but the city is alive in its quiet way, nurtured by the steady presence of those who ensure it remains safe, orderly, and at peace until dawn. Life in ancient Rome flows with the rhythm of the seasons, and even the quiet daily routines of citizens adjust gently as the year moves forward. Romans are closely aware of nature's cycles, the shifting light, temperature, and natural abundance that guide how they live, work, and relax. In spring, the city awakens with subtle energy. Streets smell faintly of blooming flowers and fresh herbs. Gardens and courtyards filled with soft greenery. Citizens take longer walks to enjoy the warming air. Children play outside more often, laughing quietly as they chase each other in the gentle sun. Farmers bring fresh produce into markets, offering crisp vegetables, tender greens, and early fruits. Life feels like a slow, blossoming expansion, and Romans adjust routines to enjoy the comfort of mild weather. Spring mornings are particularly peaceful. The sun rises softly, casting a golden light over rooftops and fountains. Romans might begin their day earlier, taking advantage of daylight for tasks such as fetching water, cleaning, or tending gardens. Markets open with vibrant colors, yet the activity remains calm and deliberate. Even minor chores are suffused with the quiet optimism of renewal, as citizens move at a steady pace through the gentle warmth. Summer brings longer days and stronger sunlight. The streets can be warmer, the stone pavements glowing under the sun. Romans adjust by starting some activities early or late in the day, avoiding the hottest hours. Evening baths are more appreciated in summer, offering a cool, soothing pause. People carry water or small fans to stay comfortable, and houses are ventilated carefully. Social interactions continue, but everyone moves a little slower, savoring shade and shade's soft relief. Evening festivals or quiet walks are particularly enjoyable during summer. Families gather in courtyards, children chase small animals, and neighbors might exchange soft greetings across walls. The city, while active, retains a gentle, measured rhythm. Summer warmth encourages leisurely movement, a subtle pause that makes daily life flow more slowly and thoughtfully. As autumn arrives, colors shift. Leaves turn warm shades of red, yellow, and brown, falling softly onto streets and rooftops. Harvest time brings subtle changes to the markets. Grapes, olives, and late vegetables are brought in, the air filled with their rich scents. Farmers and merchants carry goods carefully, arranging them with pride and precision. Citizens take part in mild seasonal rituals and quiet harvest celebrations, appreciating abundance without excess. Even the winds are soft, guiding life gently through streets and courtyards. Clothing shifts in autumn too. Light tunics are replaced with warmer layers. Shawls, cloaks, and sandals with thicker soles become common. Romans adjust gradually, ensuring comfort while maintaining their calm daily rhythm. Meals also change slightly, reflecting seasonal ingredients. Stews and roasted foods appear more often, slowly replacing lighter dishes of summer. Even these changes are measured and mindful, blending into the existing flow of life. Winter is the quietest, most introspective season. Days are shorter, sunlight weaker, and the city often appears muted under pale skies. Romans adjust by waking later and spending more time indoors. Families gather near small hearths, enjoying the warmth and subtle glow of lamps. Outdoor markets are quieter, focusing on essentials rather than abundance. Citizens pace themselves carefully, respecting the season's slower, reflective rhythm. Winter also invites longer evenings of music, storytelling, and indoor crafts. Children learn quietly. Adults work on indoor tasks like weaving or small repairs, and even communal baths provide a warm, comforting retreat. Romans cherish these moments, understanding that the city's pulse changes naturally with the season. Peace, reflection, and gentle preparation for the next cycle of life define these months. Each season subtly teaches Romans patience and adaptation. They observe the city with calm awareness, adjusting habits, clothing, diet, and social routines according to nature's cues. Even minor inconveniences, cold mornings, wet streets, or bright summer heat are met with measured response rather than frustration. Life is a gentle flow, guided by observation, mindfulness, and quiet acceptance. Daily routines may shift slightly, but the underlying calm, patient rhythm remains. Philosophy in Rome is not always studied formally. Most citizens learn it indirectly, through observation, conversation, and simple reflection. Daily routines themselves carry lessons. Patience is cultivated by waiting in markets or watching craftsmen work. Mindfulness is practiced when observing animals or nature. Respect is reinforced through calm interaction with neighbors and family. Even humor and small joys teach balance. How to enjoy life without losing focus. Stoicism, one of the guiding philosophies of the time, emphasizes control of the mind, acceptance of life's flow, and the pursuit of virtue over wealth or power. Romans practice it subtly in daily life. When a task is tedious, they approach it steadily, without complaint. When a mistake happens, they adjust calmly and learn. Epicureanism also influences citizens, focusing on finding happiness through simple pleasures, friendship, and moderation. A quiet walk in a garden, a shared meal with family, or the satisfaction of completing a small craft all contribute to this gentle pursuit of contentment. Romans understand that joy does not come from loud displays or extravagant indulgence, but from small, meaningful moments that fit into life's natural rhythm. Children learn these lessons organically, through play, observation, and gentle guidance. They internalize patience, reflection, and careful thought. Even humorous mistakes or small mischiefs teach resilience and flexibility. Life itself becomes a classroom, offering philosophy in action rather than just words. The natural world also plays a role in reflection. Observing animals, the flow of fountains, seasonal changes, or the patterns of the streets encourages mindfulness. Romans notice how life continues quietly, with subtle order and purpose. This observation fosters a calm awareness of one's place in the world, helping citizens navigate daily life with grace and composure. Conversations often include soft exchanges about values. Elders may remind children to act with respect, to help neighbors, or to complete tasks carefully. Even the mundane carries philosophical weight. Play teaches observation, strategy, and cooperation. Markets teach negotiation, careful choice, and gratitude. Religion and philosophy often merge in these moments. Small prayers or offerings are accompanied by contemplation of virtues and daily behavior. Quiet reflection ensures that daily choices are thoughtful, deliberate, and aligned with ethical principles. Through all of this, humor and joy remain important but always measured. Life's absurdities, small mistakes, and playful moments are appreciated with a gentle smile. Laughter is a balm, not a disruption. Romans understand that joy and reflection coexist naturally, reinforcing the steady rhythm of life. Finally, reflection shapes preparation for sleep. Thoughts settle, lessons are reviewed, and gratitude is acknowledged. Children and adults alike drift into rest with calm minds, having absorbed the subtle teachings of the day. Even dreams, perhaps, are influenced by the quiet philosophy of ordinary life, gently reinforcing lessons of patience, mindfulness, and thoughtful living. And so, the quiet daily life of ancient Rome is not just about survival, work, or entertainment. It is a deliberate, mindful practice of living, where every task, interaction, and moment offers a chance to learn, reflect, and grow. Romas move through life with calm awareness, gently observing the world, and discovering contentment in simplicity, order, and thoughtful attention. They are part of the heartbeat of Rome, subtle but powerful, teaching each citizen to navigate life with patience, wisdom, and a calm sense of purpose. Sleep comes naturally, life continues gently, and the city rests, ready to greet another day with the same deliberate, mindful rhythm that defines its people.